Why did you choose to make an adaptation of this book?
It is a story that is constructed and told in a very unusual way that appealed to me. It's almost like a mystery where layer after layer of knowledge about the characters and what's happened in their lives in the span of 50 years comes to the surface. And it's also about what the shadows that we cast into each other's lives and how we affect each other that I found very interesting.
Yes, and the sensitivity was very profound. And as I told you at one point, the sound and the cinematography are outstanding. Is it the first time you work with this DP, or did you choose him specifically only for this film?
It's the first time, actually. I have a DP that I worked with for almost 30 years that he got sick before we were shooting. He had serious pneumonia, so I had to find somebody else to work with. So this is the man that we ended up with, and I knew of him and he came very highly recommended. So.
Yes, and the sound, I loved how you worked on the sound on different layers. There was music, and at the same time sound effects became music and a rhythm, and the silence also had its own music. Is this something is this the way you normally work with sound, or was it particular for this film? How did you go about it?
I think all sound is music, so that's one of the things I love about the movie. It's rhythm and pace, and it's a very musical medium. So when you work with sound, you can be musical with the sound design as well, without necessarily being a score. And this film in particular, because it's so set in nature, I wanted the music to kind of spring out of the nature instead of being just a added layer that drew attention to itself. So the music is, I wouldn't call it primitive, but it's very simple in its construct. It's a lot of repetitions with changes. It's a lot of just rhythms and different tempos, and it's layered with natural sounds, and we used we used sticks and clapping, things that originate with, that you can make that are musical without necessarily having an instrument.
It was a symphony that was building, and it kind of led to the moment to me where all the logs were piled up, and it was metaphorical as well for what is going on into their life. Is it something that, because I didn't read the book, how close did you stay to the book?
Fairly close, actually. It's obviously there are things that are left out, and there are some things that I have changed, but it's I really tried to capture the spirit and the tone of the book, which I think I have achieved, at least to the point where the author is very happy about the movie. And that was, everybody has been saying this book is impossible to make a film out of it. And when I sat down to adapt it, I realized that I said to myself, what is it about it that I myself enjoy with it? And that was the tone, is being sort of submerged in somebody's life and somebody's kind of associative, wandering in between the present and the past, and that trying to achieve that sort of effortless wandering in time inside somebody's head is kind of the attraction to it.
Is this flash back and forth, is it something you knew from the beginning, or did that evolve in post-production? At what point did you use that?
No, that's not only is it part of the script, but it's also part of the novel. The novel is, and in literature is even easier to do it. In film, you have to make sure that the audience manages to be strung along, because you can't go back and reread something because you didn't catch it. So.
Yes, the emotions were particularly powerful, everything was very subtle, but you're dealing with matters of life and death at many levels, you know, in nature, of power, of emotional, like coming of age, at the same time, and drama going on. These are very heavy duty, and yet it never felt heavy to me. It felt a little bit suspenseful all the time, like I just was totally unpredictable. And it really took me on an adventure. So congratulations for that. Thank you very much. Is there anything you would like to add?
No, I just would like to say that I'm very happy to hear you say that it has a lot of suspense and unpredictability to it, because those are two of the really important tools when you make films. And suspense can, can spring out of a lot of different things than just melodrama. You know, it can be in a pause, in somebody's absence of language or some absence of dialogue, just for instance. So I mean, it's very nice to hear that you felt it was a suspense.
Yes, thank you. And what was the reception in Norway?
It's been actually a huge box office success, a very surprise success, I would say, because you know it's not a very it's a bit of an unusual film, but it has really connected with an audience, and it's a surprise box office hit, actually.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.